Right, good afternoon all. It is Monday 13th of October, I believe. Just got back from a long weekend, so I've done my filter cleans about 1:30 this afternoon, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a clip of a new product that I bought last week, but things went wrong, didn't go to plan. So that's why I'm showing it to you like this, and I'll explain that after I've shown you the next clip. Right, good afternoon. It is Tuesday the 7th of October, same day as when I've been messing around with my uplift flower pot set up, and I've just received an order in the post, which is a pH meter reading. I found it online, so I thought I'd buy it, test it, try it, and basically just have it on all the time on display, so when I come out in the mornings I quickly check it, and if I need to make any adjustments or whatever I can. So I'll get it set up. Don't know where I'm going to put it yet, whether it's going in the filter or into the pond, but it comes with like this little probe. It's about 1 meter of cable. So let me get it set up and I'll come back to you. Right, so you've seen the clip of my new pH meter tester, which didn't go as planned, unfortunately. It's currently switched off, sat up there, power off. I didn't leave it on while I was away. I thought it was all going to be good because it come in a nice box, come with some instructions. Just thought it was going to be nice, simple install, but it didn't turn out that way. The main problems I found is when I put it into the pond, it wasn't reading anything like my other tester was. And what is the word they used? Regulate the trimmer with a screwdriver until the buffer solution value corresponds to the measurement temperature is obtained. So yeah, that's not the best either. So basically what it's saying is use the supplied screwdriver in this little hole here to get it the way you want. However, how do you know where it should be if you haven't got any other meter? So in the instructions as well, it says, oh, you can calibrate it using the solution, but there wasn't any calibrating solution powder or anything in the box. It's not very good, to be honest. So that went off, and I'll just show you some tests I was doing last week. So here, my main pond grow on IBC tank, so that's fairly normal reading for my pond around this. And then it wasn't, that new pH meter reader was, I can't remember if it was, I was showing 5.4 instead of 7.4, or it was showing 9.4. I can't remember. Anyway, because it said in the instructions, oh, calibrate it, and I was like, well, I don't understand how I can calibrate it when you're using a screwdriver to trim it. And they didn't supply any powder. So this is my normal meter reader that I use. So I put that in there, and I was like, right, so that we were showing in this main pond at 7.41. So I thought, oh, that's alright. But then I was like, has this got a problem? And I was like, so I got the box out, and luckily I had 3 of these sachets, so you can calibrate, which I did. And as soon as I finished calibrating it, I went from a 7.41 to 6.77, and then I kept testing and testing and testing. I was just walking back and from each pond. Most of the values were around the same, so then I started buffering up, and the next day that's where I got to, which was enough. Like, you don't want to go too much, you know what I mean? Like, that was probably a tad high anyway, because koi don't like huge changes. And then I thought, I wonder if there was a problem with this, and that's why I couldn't get my new meter reader to calibrate properly. But anyway, after I messed around with it for about 2 hours, when I finally got all of, like, when I recalibrated it and I was showing these here, I thought, right, I'll switch the new meter reader on and I'll trim it using that screwdriver so it matched like for like at 6.54. Well, I did that, and then the next morning I come out and it was miles off again. So either this has got a problem, or that new meter reader I got is a load of junk. So then what I did, I had to buy more deionized water, and then I bought a packet of 5 of these because I only had the one set. So I thought, right, I'm going to buy more so I can keep this more up to date on like calibration. So I'll try and do this like every 2 months or something, because I mean, for the sake of the set of 5 of these, it was like £1.20. I think it cost me 50 baht, something like that, so not expensive. So, and I think this deionized water, this wasn't a cheap one. I think that was £1 for a litre, might be just under £1, so about 40 baht with delivery. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to recalibrate this. I'm going to quickly test what the pond's reading with that, and I'll mark it there, and then I'll calibrate it, and I'll see if we're out again. So I'll come back to you in a bit. Typical, absolutely hammering it down with rain. Trying to test my rainwater's pH now, just for fun. Right, so the rain's slowed down a bit, and I've been carrying out a load of tests while it's been raining. So before I calibrated it today, this tester was showing 7.55. I then calibrated it using the 3 different sachets of powder with deionized water. It went 6.73. Dried the probe, did it again, 6.93. I then decided to dry it and recheck the tester. Still in the 9.18 solution, it came out to 9.28, so that's jumped. I then went and set with the trimming screwdriver on the new pH tester to 6.92. Because it was raining, I thought I'd test the pH of the rainwater. I'm going to have to check this on the internet in a minute, but I thought rainwater, this is England I'll say, was 5.5. Well, over here that's 7.42, then it went to 7.45. I did a third one, but when I tested it, I pulled the water out of the guttering pipe. These two were straight from the sky. So I don't know. I then rechecked the pond, went to 6.80. So it was at 6.73, then jumped to 6.93. Now it's jumped back to 6.80. I was going to recalibrate it again, that's this tester, but it turns out the deionized water bottle I turned up wasn't 1,000 millilitres, it was 850 or 900, so I haven't got enough to do any more calibrating. I then decided I'd see what the deionized water pH was, and that's showing at 8.15. I need to go and check that in a minute to see if that kind of collaborates. I then decided to put this tester into my pond plant up on the upflow. I basically just put it there, and that come out at 7.52. I'm not entirely sure why from 7.52 it's gone up about 40 centimetres from the pond to the plant pot from where it was there at 6.80. Can't work that out. So I then took it out of there, dried the probe, put it back in the pond, come out at 7.07. Dried it again, went to 6.99. Dried it, put it back in the pond plant, and that's reading 7.36, and originally it was here at 7.52. What an absolute nightmare. Right, so this was, the new pond test was done at 6.92. I've left it running. It's now hopping between 6.95 and 6.98. So we'll say 6.98 for fun. So the last pond test was at 7.36. And that probe for that pond tester is just there. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera. Which is near or the same as the depth of when I put that tester in. And that's showing 6.99 was the last one I did. So, is it working? Is it not? I couldn't tell you. Because if that's at 6.98 now, let's quickly put this one in. Let's just see, normally it takes about a minute for it to decide what number it wants to hold at. Don't know if that's picking it up on camera. We're currently at 7.24. Let me see if I can just, I don't know if that, I can't really see it. So it's 7.06 now. $7.02. Yeah, I'm gonna be here all night. 7.02. I'll just give it a little. $6.97. Just gone down to. I'm going to give it 10 seconds more, and that's what I'm calling it. $6.97. Pick a number, any number. Absolute joke. Right, so I honestly don't know. I don't know what's true and what's not. I am going to have to research why the pond water here is going up less than here. Let's just see. Let's see what this one comes out at. Blimmin' nightmare. It's like you try and get you try and set the pond and keep it at a level, but how can you keep it at a level when the blimmin' tools ain't working? Right, that is at 7.23. Last time I checked it was 7.36, and the first time 7.52. Right, I'm doing 10 seconds more, and then that's what the number I'm leaving it at. Seven, 3, 2. There in there. 7.32. So the pond's 6.97, and that's 7.32. It's gone up like 40 centimetres. Don't know. Gonna have to do some more research on it. Don't know if that makes sense. If there's more air, because there's air there, but then I'm testing it by the skimmer, and just there is the air stone, which is currently on. So why am I getting different readings? Now it's just been calibrated. Again, that's still hovering around the 6.98. I don't know. A bit stuck really. But they definitely want 1,000 mil in there. They've short me on that. Nice. But not nice. Right, so I'm gonna call it a day on that one. I'm going to go in and I'm going to read up on the pH of the rainwater in Thailand, because I swear I've seen rainwater at 5.5 before, and for some strange reason this is showing 7.42 to 7.45. So I don't know. I'm really concerned that this is knackered. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, we'll do some research. I'll come back to it if I find anything. Right, so due to the rain, I've been doing some research online to try and work out if my calibration tool is wrong, or if it's broken. So according to a study, Thailand's pH range for rain goes from 4 to 7.8 with an average of 6.1. And when I checked it today on my meter, it was 7.42 to 7.45. So it's within the 4.0 to 7.8. So that might be right. I then had a look at what the pH value is of iodized water, and apparently it starts at 7, but it quickly goes down to a range of 5.5 to 7, because it absorbs carbon dioxide from the air. Now my problem is when I checked it today on my meter, it was 8.15. So that is not within that range of 5.5 to 7. So that's a bit off. I then had a look at plant pots. As I said earlier, I don't understand why the plant pots were reading a different number than what the pond is, considering it's like 40 odd centimetres difference, if that. Apparently if you use like soils within plant pots, it can cause the pH to change. But if you use clay, pebbles or gravel, which are more of a stable I don't know what the word is, completely lost my mind, substrate maybe. Apparently using gravel or pebbles and clay, which should give you more of a stable pH to your pond. It doesn't say it should be exactly the same, but it should like stay, I think, closer to that range. Now my pond pH today after the calibrations were between 6.73 and then the highest one went up to 707. So it's in within the 673 to 697. So around there. And the pond plant pots from the upflow is 752, 736 and 732. So it's close, like within the, it's fairly close, but when you're going from say a 6.73 and then it goes to a 7.07, that's quite a jump. Within, I did all of these tests within 15-20 minutes, because obviously it was just raining. I'd just test it, dry the probe, retest it and just keep going like that. So at the moment I'm still not sure if my pH meter reader that I've been using for the last year or so has got a problem. I don't know, because at the minute the last one was at 6.97, so that water is going more acidic at the minute, and that needs to be at 7 or higher. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you test like this? You know, how do you know? I mean, I've seen systems in England like the NT Lab ones, but I mean you're talking like £300 or £400 I believe, and they're in probes. And they're like recalibrated using solutions and stuff. I don't know whether it's worth buying another tester and comparing that to my one and see how far out we are, because at the minute I can't trust my new meter reader, and that just makes no sense. I mean, they supply it like from the box, but there's no testing solution, so if someone buys that straight off the bat and puts it in their pond, how do they know that meter reader is correct? I don't know. Tough one, isn't it? Joys of koi keeping.